is glamorous, but there are tons of rules which must be followed. The rules that adults have to follow are easily noticeable, but the children also need to follow rules and restrictions growing up in the Buckingham Palace. Today, we will tell you some of the crazy rules and why Prince George will never own a property in Monopoly. But before we start, make sure to click the subscribe button and click the gray bell icon for the notification of the latest videos. 1. Mastering the Windsor Wave. Remember the first time Prince George showed us his waving skill in 2013 when he was born? The wave from his teeny tiny little fingers melted the hearts of billions of people around the world. And at the age of 5, Prince George has become the master of this wave. This wave is named Windsor Wave, which might sound like a magic spell from Harry Potter, is easily recognizable. Because this wave is supposed to convey regality, class, and control of the royal family. It becomes cuter when younger family members infuse it with energy and excitement. Aww. 2. Gifts. When a child is born, it is very hard to resist from buying all the expensive toys and dresses. And when the newborn is of the royal family, you can leave it to your imagination that just how many gifts were swarming in the Buckingham Palace. In 2016 alone, Prince George received 800 official gifts alone. That is much more than the total number of gifts that you and I received in our entire life, right? Sad us. But interestingly enough, Prince George does not get to decide what gifts he will keep. His grandma, Queen Elizabeth II, decides what little Georgy gets to keep. Unfortunately, for her grandkids, the Queen does not accept unsolicited gifts, so they are given to welfare groups and charities. Imagine you getting all those gifts and then having none of it. Ouch. I feel sad for Prince George already. 3. Dress code. In spite of having fashion icon mom like Kate Middleton, Prince George and Princess Charlotte have their own fashion line to follow. According to the dress code of the royal family, little boys will always have to wear shorts, and little girls will have to wear dress and cardigan until they are 8. This is because shorts are seen as a symbol of upper-class children in England. So, we cannot say with certainty when we will see George rocking those narrow jeans or baggy cargo pants. But one thing is for sure, that we will not catch George in superhero t-shirt on Charlotte in Barbie dress. Sorry, Batman. Sorry, Barbie. 4. Carrying their own passport. The majority of the people around the world knows Prince George very well, but this little royal still needs to carry a passport of his own while traveling, like any other kid in England. For his first trip outside England, when he was only 9 weeks old, he needed to get a baby passport with his parents. Here is a fun fact. Even though the Queen doesn't need a passport, Britain's longest reigning monarch still needed to go through an identity check every time she flies in and out of Britain, which involves giving her age, address, and gender to immigration officials. 5. Synchronized eating with the Queen. It's a common rule of the royal family that everyone has to stop eating as soon as the Queen is finished with her food, even if anyone has barely started eating. Even the children of the royal family needs to follow this rule. The Queen is more than 90 years old, and it's obvious that she's not going to have a lengthy time with food. But we all know how much of a tussle it is to get a toddler to smell his food, let alone feeding them. I wonder why the Queen has not let this one rule loose. What do you think is the reason? Tell us in the comment section. 6. No social media for the royal kids. In the next 5 or 6 years, Prince George will be old enough to be able to use social media. But unfortunately for us, we won't watch his morning selfie, or Princess Charlotte's online activity on Facebook. The royal family has a very strict position in case of social media. Members of the royal family are strictly prohibited from having public social media accounts. Even though that they have a formal and well-curated social media accounts so that their fans can keep up with them, the contents that are posted there are highly formal. So sorry, Charlotte, no mirror selfie for you in your teenage years. 7. No flying with Daddy. It has always been a protocol of British royal family that no direct heir should travel by plane with his father. But Prince George broke the rule in his early adolescence when he flew to Australia with his dad. Even though his grandmother was considerate on this occasion, she will not be this much considerate after Prince George turns 12. Imagine explaining to your son that you cannot fly together in case the plane crashes and you both die. Doesn't it feel kind of depressing? What do you think about this? Let us know in the comment section. 8. No Monopoly for little Georgy. One of the strangest rules, and perhaps the funniest rules royal children have to follow, is that they're not allowed to play Monopoly. The game is notorious for getting family and friends into many, many arguments. And believe it or not, that's exactly why the royal family don't want to play it. The royal family has faced many scandals over the years, and they most certainly don't want another rift in the family due to a silly little board game. Whether this rule is meant to be taken seriously or not, we won't expect this game to be played on the family game night. What do you think about these rules that the royal kids have to follow? Do you think these rules are needed? Or are they just excessive? Let us know in the comments.